Oh, and there is a camera that will be on in the front door. Hi, welcome back to Travel to Some Places. I'm Jyoti, and in this video we are going to talk about something really important, and that is figuring out the top 7 ways you can tell if an Airbnb is legitimate. And what I mean by legitimate is, does the description of the Airbnb, and I booked a place, and it was one of the first times I had, I think, Airbnb you're gonna walk into. If you've rented an Airbnb before, you know that sometimes the pictures look amazing, the lighting, and that can be due to lighting, someone who's a really great photographer. It can make a small place look really big, a dark place look really light, sun-filled. It can make things more aesthetically pleasing if you just have the eye for photography and know the type of angles to take to make a picture look better. I mean, that's why there are photographers who can who take photographs, for architectural magazine, because they know how to make something look great. It's not something everybody can do, but if you know how to do it, you can make your Airbnb look fantastic, even if it's lacking some things. So with that, and also in the description, sometimes Airbnb owners, obviously they're going to say it's a beautiful place, it's close to the center, walking distance to, or very close to all of the touristic spots, things like that. And then when you get there, you find out that, well, if very close to a touristic spot means walking for 45 minutes, then it's close, or, it's actually a 100-year-old building or something like that. That's kind of not what you were looking for. Might be suitable for somebody, but maybe not suitable for you. So, and of course, the recommendations that I'm going to give is, if you have certain particulars about the Airbnb that you're renting beyond it just having a bed and hot water and functioning, if you are looking for it to be something a little bit more, then these are the ways you can tell if it is something more, if it's in a good location, all of those things. And especially, if you're traveling to a different country where their accommodations are going to be different than what you're used to locally. Okay, so the number one thing that I always look at first is the bathroom. Because you can make a small place look big and, aesthetic and all that sort of stuff, but you can't really cheat too much on a bathroom in terms of fixtures and just tile and all that sort of stuff. So if a bathroom looks old, grungy, doesn't have all of the things, for example, in Europe, you'll see a lot of times, like maybe the bathroom's going to be like on the smaller side, maybe it's not a proper shower cabin, or it's like a bathtub, and then there's just a lot of different things, and from the bathroom you can tell a lot about what the rest of the place is going to be like. Okay, so is it really old? Is it really small? Does it have a proper place to shower and bathe, depending on what you want? Sometimes people will take pictures and they'll literally have like buckets and mops and cleaning things. That's the location for it. And then this tiny little spot with just like a shower head that doesn't even have a cabin. And then there's like drain just out there in the open. Like, there's a lot of different things. And if you don't care about that, and that's fine for you, you're just visiting and, in and out of the shower, you're not concerned about what it looks like too much, then don't worry about it. But this is just letting you know that if the bathroom is not in great condition, there are chances that the rest of the place is not going to be in great condition. Yes, a bathroom can be older, that's fine, and the place can be older, but still it can be in good condition. You know, no cracks in the tile, no like cleanliness, a lot of things. Anyhow, you could tell a lot about a place from the bathroom. Always look at the bathroom. If the bathroom makes you feel suspect, then the rest of the place is probably not going to be for you. And I have found that like 8 times out of 10, let's say. Even 9 times out of 10. Yeah, number 1, bathroom. Okay, number 2, always check the comments. I'm sure most people check the comments, but if you just check the top 3 or 4, that's not a good idea. And I'm telling you all of this stuff from experience. So, you know, you can read, let's say a place has like 100 reviews and it seems like, okay, you know, it's a 4.5 or something like that. And you think, oh, it's decent. The first 5 reviews, you know, they're glowing and such. I would say always scroll through them and look at the worst reviews. Because if you have a repetition of something a few times about the condition of the place, things like, you know, heating, cooling issues, or broken appliances, condition of the mattress, things like ants or something like that. There's going to be at least a grain of truth to that. So reading those comments can at least let you be prepared for the possibility of those things. And also it can warn you away from a place that will not be for you, because sometimes people leave comments about a place being really great and you can get there and you're thinking, what? This is not great. This is not great at all. But the comments all said, not all, but a lot of them said it's great. So you can't just rely on the good comments. One, the people that are staying there, they might not have the same expectations as you. So they might think something is great and you don't. So that's why you have to rely not just on the comments, but all of these 7 things that I'm going to mention. And all together you can come up with an idea of whether or not the place is the right place for you specifically. So always look at the worst comments, as well as the middle or best. And especially, you know, and even it doesn't matter if a place has a couple of comments or if they have got 100 and it seems like they have a good rating. You always need to check, because I find there's always some grain of truth to the worst comments. Unless you could tell it's just, you know, someone's given like a 1 star and said all these terrible things, and it seems as though it's due to the fact that maybe the owner of the Airbnb didn't let them cancel their reservation early or something like that. But otherwise you could tell if there's a common thread, there's definitely something there that you need to watch out for. Okay, so number 3, actually this is kind of in line with the bathroom, but the furnishings of the whole place. Once again, a place can be older, that's fine. A place can be older, it can have this charm, but it's going to be clean, etc. But if you see, you know, some very old and dingy and dark furniture, you know, and you know, things that are broken and just like stuff laying about in the pictures, like the owner didn't even take the time to clear up things in the picture for their Airbnb, then there are chances that maybe this Airbnb is not going to be up to the best standards for staying. And once again, if you just want to go there and sleep and you're staying there for a night or 2 and you don't care, that's fine. But if the furniture of a place will give you a good tell, and the cleanliness and furniture of a place can give you a good idea of what you're walking into. If you're looking for something modern and the furniture is very old, it's not going to be for you. If things look like unclean, ripped, torn, wonky, maybe it's not going to be for you. So definitely check that out. I'm sure people check that out anyways, but I would just say the state of a place does, you know, it's going to definitely be shown through the things like bedding and, you know, do they have plastic chairs sitting somewhere or things like that. Okay, so that's number 3. And then okay, the next thing is rules. So not just the general description, but like you scroll down and there's like house rules. And then sometimes it's like house rules and then like more rules. This kind of section, definitely read the whole thing, because this is where Airbnb hosts can sneak in little rules, clauses, things like that about the place where that you might not notice, especially if it's a long list or it's a list in a different language and it's just really long and you have to translate it and you think, it's gonna be fine. No, it's not gonna be fine. Read the whole thing. If you have to translate it, translate it. I know it's supposed to be automatically translated, the description often is, but sometimes the house rules are not. One time, I was booking a place, and actually this was not in a foreign country. It was in Canada, and I booked a place, and it was one of the first times I had, I think, and I didn't check the house rules too deeply, and then I booked it, and then after one day I thought, for some reason, something told me to look at the house rules. And then I saw there that it said, and there is a camera that will be on in the front door, something like it's in the front door and only like it looks into like the front sort of area, the front entrance. It was an apartment, so like an entrance area. And of course I don't want that. Like, you know, I don't plan to do anything wrong in there or have parties or anything, but just that idea of a camera being there is just uncomfortable. So then I was thinking, what do I do? I've already paid, and it was no refund. And then luckily, thankfully, the host contacted me and said that they had some sort of issue with the shower that was going to take a day to fix. Or something like the person that was going to come to fix it would be coming the same time that I was supposed to arrive, and he said I could still come or I could delay my check-in, or he would cancel it. And of course I canceled it, not because of that specifically. Of course that was the problem also, but luckily I didn't have to stay in this place with a camera sitting on top of the doorway. Anyhow, yeah, so always check the rules. There'll be things like, you know, if you're staying like in an apartment somewhere in Europe and there's like quiet times and you can't make any sort of noise between this time and this time, like things like that. And other rules like they require to come by and clean for you, you know, weekly. That's a great thing, but maybe let's say you don't want to be disturbed or something like that. So definitely check those rules beyond the description. I guess that's sort of a common sense thing, but I didn't do it properly, so I think I should add that in there just in case some of y'all are also a bit like, it's gonna be fine, and then you find that it's not gonna be fine. Okay. So, location. So sometimes the description will tell you about how close everything is, and it's not actually that close. You have to take a taxi or public transportation to get to the places you want to get to. And they don't give you the exact location until you've booked. But if you scroll down to the bottom where the map is, and where it shows you roughly the area, you can just look at the streets around the area, and then just take that, take one of the streets and plug it into Google Maps, and then you have a rough idea of where the place is going to be. Yeah, it could be a little bit this way and that way, but generally you have a rough idea of, for example, how far you are from the downtown area or the touristic area, which maybe is the same, or wherever you plan to be spending a lot of your time at that destination, you can check to see how far it is from that particular Airbnb. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, windows. So sometimes the posting will not necessarily tell you what floor you're on, or it won't be that specific as to, I mean, you can always message the host, but before messaging the host, just check out the windows of a place. Because let's say they show you a bedroom, but there's no windows there. So it means that this bedroom is where? Some sort of alcove. I don't know about you, but I don't want to sleep in a room that doesn't have windows. Yeah, maybe the apartment has windows on the other side, but the bedroom itself doesn't. It's like claustrophobic. If that doesn't matter to you, once again, keep on. But checking the windows can give you an idea of like, how close are you to the ground floor in terms of safety for you? Are you on the ground floor or second floor, first floor, etc.? Are you in the basement? Or those kinds of places that have like half basements, because sometimes they just don't mention it, or you can glaze over it and maybe not notice. Or are you in an attic or something like that? So checking out the windows, seeing where you're going to get the sun, and especially if you're somebody who needs a lot of light to like function and like to wake up in the morning, things like that. You can check that out and see if the windows are suitable. This is something, I don't know, for some people it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal if you're staying somewhere for longer than a couple of days. Even a day or two, it's a lot. So checking out the windows can also give you a good idea of sort of where you are, what you're looking out to as well. I mean, you don't want to be looking out into some like garbage dump or something. Or into another building, directly into another apartment, things like that. Sometimes people take pictures at night, so you can't always see what you're looking out into. But this is one of the things you can look at to get a clue of whether a place is for you or not. And actually, this I guess it can be maybe the 7 and 8 is 7. Just look at the pictures. And like, if a place has 3 pictures of the actual place, here's the kitchen, here's the bathroom, here's the bedroom, 4 places, here's the living room. And they just have this general sort of picture that where things are cut off. And then they have all these pictures of like, ooh, a candle, or a framed photograph that says, live, love, laugh. And then like, a cushion and some books, and then there's not actually pictures of the whole place, so they're giving you this aesthetic sort of feel, but not showing you exactly full pictures of all the rooms. Then that's definitely something to be suspect about, because it means there might be some issues and they're sort of taking tight shots so you can't see everything, or you can't see the layout, such as, the living room is like, and the bed is right in the living room, but they take the picture to make it sort of look like it's not, or or like the kitchen is also in the bedroom or something, odd like that. So just be careful about those things. And for all of these things, if you're not sure, definitely you can message the host and see what they share with you. And finally, the final thing I would say is to check the host profile. Now, if that host, when you go down to the bottom and you click on you can click on the picture of the host, it'll say like, and it'll tell you how many years on Airbnb and then how many properties. And then you can look at their reviews for their other properties. Because what I have seen is that sometimes when a host gets really bad reviews on a property, I don't know how like the rules allow this, but sometimes they'll relist it and so that they get brand new reviews, and so they're not affected by the bad rating on the old review. And also it could be a newer property that like you're looking at one of their newer properties which don't have that many reviews, so oops, so you don't know oh, okay, whoops, what just happened there? Okay, that's fine. My earring just dropped, but I don't know where it went. Okay, anyways, so you don't have a good idea of what kind of host this person is. You can look at their reviews for their other properties to see if they have bad ratings on those properties. So that will give you an idea of what it's going to be like to deal with the host, because also that can be an issue sometimes. And also it can tell you like how clean their other properties are, how well functioning everything is, all of those things. So you should definitely check that out. And that's my list of things to definitely check out if you're booking an Airbnb and you want to make sure that you're getting what you want, and not being, I guess manipulated is not the word, but led astray. I mean, so that you're just getting what you want when you book your Airbnb and you're not falling victim to some slight falsehoods and depictions that are not entirely accurate. So there we are. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I will try to answer them the best way I can, or provide you with the resources in order to have those questions answered. And then, so until next time, bye from Travel.